Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at things that broke someone's heart. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. A few years back, my friend and I were shopping in the makeup section of a store and the sales lady was making small talk. She asked me if I was buying products for myself or my daughter. She mistook my friend, who was actually a couple years older than me, as my daughter. My friend was super embarrassed and I acted all nonchalant but was kind of sad. Oh my gosh. How? You know, I feel like it's just the best not to ask that question. If you definitely do not know the age of two people, okay, just don't, okay, just don't, yo. You know what this reminds me of though? Someone thought my dad was my mum's son. Yo, I would never forget that. And my dad was happy for like the whole year. My mum was pissed. She was pissed, okay? She was pissed at the receptionist. She was pissed. I had to reassure her for like the whole year that no, you look young. Don't worry. Yo, what kind... Really? My dad don't even look that young. You trying to impress my dad, aren't you? And I was there too. I was like, what? You're saying my dad looks younger than me? Oh, what? I have a stutter. When I was a kid, I had to read a page of a book to the class. I stuttered, and the teacher said, "Can you even read?" And that broke my 13-year-old heart. No one takes stuttering seriously. That's so rude of the teacher. How could you be like that? Some teachers just shouldn't be teachers, seriously. Some teachers don't have the patience. They don't have the heart to be a teacher. But you know, when I was a kid, I did have a stutter, but then it disappeared. I don't know what happened, honestly. It just disappeared. I remember as a kid, it was really hard for me to like just talk, you know? Like before I wanted to make a conversation, it wouldn't come out, you know? When I was a kid, I would stutter too, and whenever I tried to say something to someone, it would take like 3 seconds to come out. I did take some classes though. I don't know if it was like classes, but my parents brought me to like some classes to try fix my stutter. I don't even know what it was though, but I guess it did work. And I think I had it when I was in high school too, but it just wasn't that bad. I think sometimes now I still do stutter a little bit on the phone when I'm nervous or something. My dad stutters though. Is it genetics? I don't even know. But seriously though, I was really self-conscious about this. You know when teachers pick on you and they ask you a question? My answer wouldn't come out until like 3 seconds later. I guess my stutter wasn't that bad though. It was mostly just, I just couldn't say it for some reason. You know, I would want to say it immediately, but then I just couldn't. It was weird. Okay, I googled it. It says stuttering does go away. If your child has been stuttering longer than 6 months, they may be less likely to outgrow it on their own. Oh, speech therapy. That was what I went to, speech therapy. While the cause of stuttering is unknown, studies suggest that genetics play a role in the disorder. Wow. Interesting. I was like 22 and it was probably 10 p.m. or so at Walmart. I was on my way to a party and stopped for beer. The store was fairly empty, and as I was in the beer aisle, I see this kid completely by himself. He was about 5, and at first I thought it was kind of funny because he was trying to pick up a case of beer. I waited like 30 to 60 seconds, looking around for this kid's dad to get him. A couple of people walked right by him like it was normal, so then I started getting worried. I picked up my 2 cases of beer and walked over and kindly asked him if he lost his mum or needed help. The kid completely ignored the question and instead was thoroughly impressed that I was strong enough to carry 2 cases of beer. Eventually, an employee noticed and came over as well. I told her everything I knew and she took over and told him that she was going to bring him to find his mum. As he was walking away, he kept looking back at me and I smiled and said goodbye. The kid stopped and said, "Can I just come with you? I don't like my mum." I was caught off guard, so I just laughed and told him the lady was going to help him. Now, I'll never know the full story or what happened to him, but the more I think about it, that kid more than likely had a pretty bad childhood. I mean, the store wasn't busy and it was late at night on a weekday. It really makes you wonder why he was there in the first place, how he got separated from his mum, and why would he ask to go with a complete stranger instead of worrying about where his mum was. It still makes me sad. I hope everything worked out for the little dude. This makes me sad too. That's so true. Normally when you'd lose your mum at a supermarket, you'd want to find her, right? And you'd be so scared. But he was just like, I don't want to find my mum. That's so sad. Aww. I was having fertility problems and couldn't get pregnant after 4 years of trying. A child once asked me, do you think there just aren't any babies who want you to be their mother? A kid asked her that? What the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay, I know the kid didn't mean to be rude and they were just like genuinely curious because they don't understand, right? They're just like, oh, no kids want to come to you? That's because they don't want you to be their mum. Because, you know, the kid probably doesn't even know where babies come from. So they just think babies get dropped off from the sky or something, and no baby from the sky wants to be, you know, the baby of this mum. Oh, that's kind of sad though. That hits deep though, you know. Jeez, kid. As we passed the toy aisle at the store, I know you don't have much money right now, but maybe when you get some, you could come back and get a toy. I was not doing well financially back then, and my daughter brought me to tears in the middle of the store. Oh, that's nice, but at the same time, it's so sad that she just understands, you know. And it's so innocent, and I just love how she wasn't throwing a tantrum because she knows her mum is working hard. Oh, yo, I'm about to cry. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This kid was raised well for sure. You've never beaten me or told me I couldn't do something. Is that normal? My first girlfriend told me that. I have never felt such a wave of anger, sadness, and heartbreak wash over me like I did when I heard that. Oh my gosh. So she's been in abusive relationships. Yo, that's so sad. It's so sad how people think that's what a relationship is, you know, when they've been in one abusive relationship and then they get into a new, better relationship. They're just still afraid of everything that they did in the old relationship where it was wrong. Oh, that is so sad. But I am glad that she found him. Yo, what the heck? These are so sad. A few years ago, I was at a small family gathering. We had them fairly often, just me, my siblings, parents, and nieces and nephew. I remember going out the back for a cigarette, and my niece asked, "Why are you always sad?" She would have been about 6-year-old at the time. I was going through a horrendous mental period that involved a lot of alcohol, medication, and sleepless nights. Of course, I told her I was fine, just a little bit tired from working hard. I remember thinking about that interaction the rest of the night. I feel like kids just notice things that adults don't really notice, you know? Because kids are so pure, and I feel like most kids are filled with happiness, you know? Because they don't know how, you know, crazy the world is, right? So they just think everything is like, you know, unicorns and rainbows. And I guess they just can see it when someone is sad. First day of preschool for my 3-year-old son. The first time he would ever be away from mum and dad at the same time. I brought him to the room and expected a meltdown, but instead he confidently strutted, and I do mean strutted, into the classroom. 3 hours later, I picked him up. He was okay until we got to the car when he said in a quite sad voice, "I thought you were coming with me," followed by an even sadder, quieter, "Why did you leave me?" Oh, he strutted in the room because he thought his parents were going to be in there with him. That's so sad. I remember the first day I went into kindergarten too. You know when all the kids are afraid when the parents would leave them? Yeah, that was me. I cried my eyes out. I think I held my mum by her leg. She just kicked me away. She was just like, bye. I was so sad. Oh my gosh, I even fell down the first day too. My ex asked me what I like to do with my family growing up. Made me realize my family never did anything together, and I literally had no answer to such a basic question. Oh, that's sad. You know what I find the most sad is when families don't spend a lot of time together and parents don't know anything about their kids. Or when their kids try to tell them something, their parents dismiss it, and then the kid just doesn't want to tell them anything anymore, and then that's when they grow distant. And it's just so sad. I hear about a lot of families like that, and I just feel grateful for mine. Being asked by my grandma who I was because I wasn't her granddaughter, and when my best friend asked why I ever thought we were friends. The first broke my heart, but I understood it wasn't malicious because she had Alzheimer's. The second one has caused lasting trust issues and a very difficult time making friends. Some people just have really bad best friends, or like, they're not even best friends, honestly. Does that mean it was fake all along? Because she obviously thought they were her best friend, right? You only consider someone your best friend when you guys are like very close and you guys can tell everything or anything to each other, right? So obviously one misled the other one. Jeez. During college, parents took a friend and I out to dinner. Very normal dinner, chit-chatted about whatever. After we left and we're walking back to my car, he turns to me and says, "Is that what a normal relationship is like?" We talked more after that. I had met his parents a few times and they seemed strict, but never seemed to have a terrible relationship. Turned out apparently his dad had cheated on his mom multiple times, and dad had zero respect for any of my friend's sisters and essentially expected them to do all the housework while the men did guy stuff. Hunting, training for sports, school, etc. Turned out his childhood was pretty screwed up. Dad was never around and he had to essentially be the father figure in the house. As the oldest child, never really saw a normal loving relationship that he could look up to. My friend is a really nice guy, still has some messed up views of relationships though. I never realized how abnormal my very normal family childhood was. Whoa, that's crazy. You know how sometimes you do compare your family to other people? Like whether it's like better or like worse. You know, you just end up comparing when you meet like your friend's family, and it's either like really bad, or it's either like really chill, or it's either just normal. You still end up comparing. Why do you sound like that? Is that your real voice? Mean girl training me on the phones at work, and I was so confident on my phone voice. A retail voice. I think we all have that formal voice when we're talking to someone important on the phone, you know? I honestly hate my phone voice though. Ugh. I try to sound a lot sweeter than normal. Like, this is how I talk, right? And it's like, I wouldn't say it's like rough, but it's just very, you know? But my phone voice is a lot more softer and quieter and just sweet. Just like, "Hi, how are you? Yes, thank you. Yes, yes, thank you." I have a stutter and people always ask me why I'm so quiet. It hurts because I want to be social, but whenever I try, I tend to be ignored or cut off halfway through my sentence. Like, I want to be social and speak to people, but it's almost impossible for me. People who cut off other people when they're speaking are the worst. But honestly, I feel like so many people can relate to this. Because, you know, they ask you a question and then you start answering it and then they start talking to someone else about another topic. What the heck? You know? And then them two are laughing and then you're just like, do I still answer? Or like, what do I do? What do I do? And you're put in this awkward position. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!